Hi everyone. Thank you for joining us for another episode of On Hakko. My name is Nicole.
Hi everyone, my name is Kenta. And on today's episode of On Hakko, we would like to reintroduce everyone to Hakko's FX-100 soldering station. It's our RF induction heating soldering station. So to today's episode, we'd like to go over some of the features and benefits and reintroduce you guys to the different handpieces available for the FX-100. But before we get into the actual station itself, a little bit about induction heating.
Yep.
So what is induction heating? And so for soldering, hand soldering stations, there's mainly two types, resistance and induction. Induction heating has been around for quite a long time. You can find it in your everyday life, like kitchen appliances,
Okay. Yeah.
some IH stoves, for example, and IH hot plates used in the kitchen. Also some rice cookers. They use some of the newer rice cookers. They now use IH as a power supply. So there are some uses in everyday life. But as far as hand soldering station goes, again, it's been around for a while. Induction heat has been around for hand soldering since the 80s.
Yeah.
There's been little change since that time. But with our FX-100 induction heating soldering stations, we made some added features to the station itself to give it some nice added useful features. And also we made improvements to our tips. And we'll get into some of that later on. Yeah,
you should be seeing a slide right now just showing the station and some of the brief features and benefits that it has.
Right. Like a major benefit of the induction heating soldering station is that it's really simple to use.
Yes.
Because all the temperatures are already set within the tips themselves.
Yes.
So all you have to do is grab your tip, plug it into the station, turn it on, and it's ready to go.
Yep.
Really
we also
easy.
Call that plug and go.
Plug and go soldering. You call it plug and go soldering. It's that easy.
Yeah.
And some additional features on the actual station itself, like
the auto shutoff.
Auto shutoff. It's a good safety feature to have.
The sleep mode.
Sleep mode. Mm-hmm. Sleep mode, it can help reduce oxidation on your soldering iron tip and also preserve tip life, because what the sleep mode does is it's dropping that tip temperature down.
Yep. You have your password lockout.
Password lockout. Password lockouts can prevent any kind of unauthorized setting changes to your station.
Yes.
So those are some of the benefits, added features to the station, and we'll go over some more later on.
Yeah, a little bit later you'll
I'll
show
go through
how to
the
go
operation.
in.
Okay, let's get right into the standard handpiece used on the FX-100. It's called the FX-1001.
We're going to put up a slide, so you should be seeing the standard iron with the tips.
So the tips used on the standard iron, they're called T31 series tips. And again, like I said, the actual technology of induction heat, it's been around for a very long time, but a key benefit to our FX-100 is within our T31 tips. We have redesigned the tip construction and also the coil design inside of our tips.
Yes.
Allow the tips to perform tighter repeatability in the temperatures. So you're getting a more consistent temperatures throughout the tips, and also the coil design give you much more consistent temperatures, and also the plating that we put on our soldering iron tips.
Yeah.
Compared to our competitors, we have twice the amount of plating on our soldering iron tips, which equates to longer tip life.
Yes.
So we have more consistent tip temperatures and longer lasting tips.
The slide that you're seeing up, you should see the four different
temperature series. So for the T31 series tips, we have different tip geometries, but like Nicole said, we have 4 different tip series. Starting from the hottest, we have the T31-00, which is the 890F. Then we have the T31-01, which is the 840F. Then we have the T31-02, which is the 750F, and the T31-03, which is the 660F.
And just to point out, the tips have color, they have color end caps.
Yes, they do.
And why do they have color end caps?
That's a good point.
I'm going to hold them up here.
So all our induction heating tips, T31 tips, have, as you can see, color-coded end caps to help identify the different temperature series. So for example, the yellow end cap, that is the 890F series, And then we have the blue end cap, which is the 840F series. Then we have the black end cap,
Switch this around a little
which
bit.
is the 750F series. And last but not least, we have the white end cap, which is 660F temperature series. So again, the color-coded end caps make it easier for the operator to help identify the different temperature series.
It's awesome. That's a great feature.
Yep.
It's one of my favorite.
And also on the slide, the T31 slide, I'm sure you guys saw the different tip geometries available on the T31 series. We have conical bevels, chisel type, J-type, spatulas, and slim conical as well. Let's reintroduce everyone to the accessory.
The second handpiece, which is the micro.
The micro iron.
Right. I think it's good to show the difference between the standard
and the micro. So that is the micro handpiece and the iron. You can plug this in.
So the green one is the micro.
The one, yep. The handpiece with the green sleeve is the micro iron. The handpiece with the yellow is the standard iron. You can see there's a big difference in the size of the actual handpiece.
Right.
The smaller size, not only the small size tips, but small size handpiece. It really becomes useful when people are working on very fine components, especially working under microscopes. That shorter distance in the handpiece helps working under microscopes that much easier.
What are the benefits of this product versus leading competitors?
I want to clarify, there's other induction heating soldering stations out there. So if you're talking about benefits compared to other induction heating soldering stations, then like I mentioned in the beginning, the technology is the same. We use the same type of technology, induction heating technology. But as far as the station goes, we added some useful features on the station, which I'll go over in a little bit afterwards. But the key is the tips, the T31 tips that we talked about previously. The redesigned tip construction and also the consistency in the coil design give the T31 tips more tighter accuracy within the tip temperatures, and also the iron plating that we put on our tips. Those are the benefits compared to the competitors. The tip tolerance in the T31 tips, they're the same in all the different temperature ranges. It's plus 15, minus 25. That's Celsius, by the way.
So let's continue talking about the micro handpiece.
The micro iron.
I don't know. Did we let's put up a slide.
Let's go back to the slide of the micro handpiece. Again, it's the FX-100 handpiece. It uses T35 series tips. There's 5 different shapes or geometries available for the T35 series. And in the T35 series, there's 2 different temperature series available, which is the -02 and the -03.
Yep. So I'm going to
which is the 750F and the 660F. And you can see on the T35 tips, they also have the black and white color-coded end caps as well.
So I want to do a comparison while I have these up as to the standard.
Oh, good idea. Just to show everyone the difference in tip shape. Why don't you show them the other side?
Sure. That would help, right?
There you go.
All right, there's that.
So you can see there's a big difference in the tip shape. Micro soldering tips and irons, again, useful, necessary when working on very fine components, and very useful when working under microscopes.
Do the micro iron tips have the same capability as the standard iron tips?
So the micro iron, the T35 tips used in the micro iron, they cover the 2 temperature ranges, the -02 and the -03, which is the 750F and the 660F temperature series. And in the T31s, you have the same selection as well, the black end cap and the white end cap we went over a little bit earlier. Again, it's the same color code. The black is for the 750F and the white is for the 660F. So you do get those 2 selections also in the micro handpiece as well.
Some customers like to see a marking on the tip while in operation?
While they're using the soldering iron, I'm assuming. So our tips, the T31s and the T35s, They do have that color-coded end cap to make it help identify it, but also on the tips themselves, while it's plugged into the soldering iron, they have laser-marked etchings of the actual. It's kind of hard. It's right here. Laser-marked etchings that give you that part number T31-00 or -01. That can help identify which temperature series that you are currently using. Let's show them the actual operation of the FX-100.
Yep. Roll it around.
So you got the station and the iron holder here. The way you use the station itself is very easy. All you have to do is
this one.
Yeah.
There you go.
Select the correct tip geometry that you would like to use on your application, and also select the actual temperature series of the tip. So this one is a blue end cap, so this is a -01, which is the 840F.
Okay.
And once you've made your tip selection, all you have to do is insert the tip into the handpiece like so, and turn on the station.
So you plugged it in?
I plugged it in and powered up. Take it out of the station, you see that it responds quickly. Put it back in the station, iron holder again. Take it out of the station and you see how quickly it responds. Okay. Now, the actual operation. You see the display right now, it says N4.
Nicole!
That's right.
Hey!
You press one of these buttons, get into the mode. It actually stands for normal and boost. You can select boost to give you that extra boost of power. It changes to B.
When would someone want to use boost as opposed to normal?
So when you're working normal working conditions, you can get by with normal. But say you hit a joint that's connected to a heavy ground plane, then you can actually go into the mode, hit the boost, and it'll give you that extra boost of power. Some other useful features that we've added into the station itself is if I hit the display,
DSP is display.
display, I can go into show tip loads or show tip time.
Okay.
For example, if I go into show tip time, it'll give you a value of the accumulated amount of hours the station has seen. How do you use this? For example, when you get a brand new tip, when you insert the new tip, you can reset this timer to keep track of how many hours this particular tip has seen.
Okay.
Same thing with the show tip loads. It'll give you an approximation of how many, it says points or joints this station has seen. So when you put in a new soldering iron tip, you can reset this counter to keep track of how many joints you were able to get out of this particular tip.
Right.
And
it's approximate because it will also count when you're cleaning.
Yeah, it's an approximation because it counts how many joints, but at the same time, if you're going in and cleaning with the wire, see that? It'll also count that as a joint. That's why it is an approximation. And again, you can reset it once you put in your new tip, and it'll give you, you can keep track of how long that particular tip has been in use. Other standard features like the auto sleep, if you go in here, it'll give you the, what do you call this, the countdown timer for the auto sleep setting.
Right.
This is a default setting, set for 6 minutes. You can change this anywhere from 1 minute to 29 minutes. And the other one thing is the auto shut off. If you go in here, you can select off 30 minutes or 60 minutes.
What do you suggest them selecting either 30 or 60 or?
Yeah, always make sure, I would highly recommend end users always select 30 or 60. It's a safety feature, so if you get to turn off your station before you go on break or before you go home for the day, after 30 minutes or 60 minutes, then the station will kill the power to the heater.
Okay.
So it's a nice safety feature to have. And the other one is the password lockout. If you go in here, password lockout, you can select on or off. You go in on, and then you just type in your new password, A for now.
Okay.
And then after you make all your system changes, make sure you save it.
Yes, if you don't
and now
save
you
it.
see that lock key mark. So if you want to make any kind of changes, and I put in the wrong password, then it won't give you access until you type in the correct password.
Did you show
I think I went over, I went over the password lockouts, the different useful features on the stations that the end users can use. Yeah, I think that's it.
Well, thank you for paying attention to our reintroduction of our FX-100. And until next time, make sure, keep your eye on Hakko. Bye.